Pumps. Today I would like to discuss a subject that I absolutely enjoy. I don't know what that says about me, but I imagine that maybe our listener might just enjoy it too. And it is Republican hypocrisy pertaining to sexual scandals. And today I have prepared a piping hot tea to serve to you and the listener. Naturally, I'm talking about controversial, socially conservative Republican nominee for governor of the swing state of North Carolina, Marc Robinson. And Marc Robinson has said very horrible things about women, about the LGBTQ plus community. And CNN dug a little deeper because oftentimes the lady that doth protest too much, there's something behind it. There's something behind that protest. Well, about 10 years ago, Marc Robinson was on a website called Nude Africa. And again, for the listener, for the permanent record, I want to state I'm all about freedom. I'm not a prude, but I'm also not a religious hypocrite that tries to impose draconian laws on others, like Marc Robinson is. Anyway, this website, Nude Africa, has a message board, and he said a lot of crazy shit on there. He said that he liked to spy on women showering without their knowing about it. And he also said, I like watching on girl porn. That's fucking hot. It takes the man out while leaving the man in, Robinson wrote. And yeah, I'm a perv too. This comes as zero surprise to me because I've been studying social conservative sex scandals for quite some time, and they are abundant.
So many to choose from.
Donald Trump has endorsed this man left, right, and center. And on this website, Marc Robinson also talks about saying that he describes himself as a black Nazi. And what I think about that is Donald Trump doesn't have that many black friends, but the black friends that he has, it's perfectly on brand that they are black Nazis.
100%.
Now I'm going to play for you a little hyper clip of Donald Trump singing this man's praises.
Marc Robinson, he's out there, he's fighting.
A very good man.
This is Martin Luther King on steroids. I think you're better than Martin Luther King. I think you are Martin Luther King ×2.
I think he's going to go down as one of the great leaders in our country. I've been with him a lot. I've gotten to know him, and he's outstanding. He's outstanding in presentation, but he's probably even more outstanding in heart. Somebody that we have to be very, very careful. We have to cherish. We have to cherish Mark. He's a star. You have to cherish him. Amen. It's like a fine wine, because that's what you have. You have a fine wine. He's an outstanding person. I've gotten to know him so well and fairly quickly.
He's like a fine wine. What do they say about fine wines, Pumps?
They age beautifully until they go flat.
What does Trump say about the people surrounding him?
Only the best people.
Only the best people.
Only the best people. Here's what I'm incensed about. This just goes all through me. Marc Robinson is on record before this story dropped saying women should not be allowed to vote. He's pro-life, but he's paid for an abortion and his wife's had an abortion. He's homophobic, but the people at the 24-hour porn stop that he went to said, boy, he does love the lesbians. And he has said openly, some people just need killing. They just need to kill him. This was all before this CNN story where he's talking about being a black Nazi. None of that made the Republicans blush. They were all in. Women can't vote. I'm with you. Homophobic, yes. Racist, 100%. Kill people we don't like, right up my alley. And now you have all these Republicans clutching their pearls. He should get out of the race. This doesn't represent us. Bullshit. This is exactly who you are. The only reason that any Republican has any issue with this man is he's bringing down Trump in North Carolina, and Trump has to win in North Carolina. So as they've been saying on the internet, and I thought it was cute, you fucking wanted it. You got it. Now you carry that motherfucker to term because it's all yours. You picked him. You like him. You, Martin Luther King Jr., all of the horrible, vile shit that he has said and done. You like it until it hurts your dear leader. Well, guess what? Take Marc Robinson and you two go have a love fest somewhere that we never have to hear from either one of you again because you are both despicable.
I couldn't agree more, and I could not have even possibly said that better. That is absolutely spot on. And you might remember that Alabama Senate race some years back where Trump endorsed a child molester.
Right.
Right. So all of the pearl clutching from Republicans about all of this stuff, when you step back from it and you see the body of evidence of what the Republican Party now is, it is MAGA. Republicans are MAGA and MAGA are Republicans. The old Republican Party that some people still pine for, it's dead. There's been a takeover. But a lot of those Republicans, and I'm even going to throw Liz Cheney in here, participated in building it to being this extreme. She is one of those politicians that stood on camera and said that babies were being killed after they were being born. You cannot allow for this magical thinking in a major political party because this is what you get.
That's right.
You're left with all of these bottom feeders. You got a bottom feeder at the top of the ticket, and it's trickle-down bottom feeding from top to bottom. There is not one decent member of the MAGA movement, and I'm especially looking at Nikki Haley. You don't get to trot out and say that you're a decent person and then rip Donald Trump and have a moment of clarity and then backpedal out of it and suck up to him again when you want him to win the race so you can be properly positioned the next election cycle to pick up all the bottom feeders. We're not buying it, and we're not going to give you an inch. Let me play this next clip for you, and this is of Marc Robinson denying the claims.
Rumors that some of your campaign staff have quit. Can you tell us if that's true or not?
Absolutely not, and we are not getting out of this race. There are people who are counting on us to win this race because, again, we don't want a governor who's going to be a person that can't be counted on to tell the truth.
Exactly. Nobody wants a governor that can't be counted on to tell the truth. And here's a man that has been verified, was trotting around on Nude Africa. And again, no judgment. Right. If you want to be on Nude Africa, I don't care because I believe in freedom and I believe in privacy. But then saying atrocious things about members of the LGBTQ plus community and vowing to pass legislation that removes discrimination protections and further marginalizes the trans community, but then you secretly have this trans porn fetish. I'm sorry, you're the asshole that's not telling the truth.
100%. And you know, I have really enjoyed this, as I know you have, because this guy has been a red flag from the jump. But now we've got these, you know, all these Republicans, because he's bringing Trump down, they don't like him. And they're saying, get out of the race. I hear that the Trump campaign, get out of the race, get out of the race, get out of the race. And you know what he does? He follows Trump's lead and he says, fuck you. I'm not getting out. Wasn't me. It was rigged. They're lying. I'm a victim. You know where he learned that playbook? Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump, in the 9 years that he's been in my life, not once has he ever taken accountability. Everything that's ever happened to him is not his fault. He is the biggest victim of all time. So now he's created a little Donald Trump that won't do what's best for the party, won't do what's best for the state of North Carolina because he acts just like Trump, and it is delicious.
You know what we can call this?
What?
Trickle down titty babies. Titty baby at the top of the ticket, does not like accountability, completely recoils when he is presented with facts to his magical thinking and made up stories. And it just trickles down. They're titty babies cosplaying as being alpha males and these big tough guys. But nothing is more delicious on the planet than watching Fox News trying to reconcile with their messaging of family values and the woke agenda is just harming America. And there's just, military trucks full of trans people that are trying to do surgeries in schools behind the parents' back and all of these blatant lies. I especially find watching them struggle with this especially delicious. Let me play the clip for you.
North Carolina, which is a big target for the Democrats. And we just found out an hour ago that the lieutenant governor there, Marc Robinson, who's running for governor.
Never heard of him.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there before I replay it. That was Jesse Waters that said, never heard of him. Marc Robinson has been on Jesse Waters' show. There are receipts. It's all over. It's in the permanent record. It's out there in the internet, which we all know is forever. Now let me proceed.
Donald Trump called Martin Luther King on steroids, posted on a porn forum called Nude Africa that he's a black Nazi, expressed support for reinstating slavery, and detailed his sexual arousal from memories of peeping on women in public gyms, and he still fantasizes about it. He also has an Ashley Madison account.
How dare you kink shame?
Sure.
That's a great reaction. So Josh Stein was likely to win that race anyway. If they get Marc Robinson to drop out, his name is still on the ballot. But this makes North Carolina even more in play for Democrats. And this, again, is evidence of the type of candidates that Donald Trump thinks are good for the country. Martin Luther King on steroids, someone who says he's a black Nazi.
But he would obviously.
But what?
Let's take the obvious here.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump actually knew this guy was on porn sites?
My point is that Donald Trump likes anyone who likes him, and he doesn't bother to do the work.
That's called being human.
No, it's not. A lot of people like me who I don't like in return.
Like who? Tell us now.
I don't want to name names.
Go ahead. Let's start with Fox and Friends.
That's Greg Dickfield that's interrupting about kink shaming and just trying to normalize the whole thing. And if you noticed, Judge Jeanine, total cricket City, they were all just trying to backpedal and try to make light of it like it was just a real knee slapper. But here's the problem with all of these people that lift up these horrible Christian nationalists. They cherry pick what they want to take seriously, and what they choose to take seriously are blatant fabrications. Immigrants are eating cats and dogs. Physicians, medical doctors around the United States are killing babies. The kids are going to school and getting their wieners whacked off and then coming home. All of those things are blatant lies, but Fox megaphones those nonstop. But what are facts is that even before your most brilliant point, even before the Nude Africa story drops, which is just breathtakingly delicious, there's no question about it, there was enough corroborating evidence from this man's mouth alone with zero political analysis that he shouldn't be in charge of anything, like a lemonade stand on the side of the road. Right. That's how incompetent, cruel, and unqualified this man is to be in charge of anything.
The thing is, and I think that the Fox News host, the conservative, I think her name is Jessica something, she makes a great point. This is how easy it is to manipulate Donald Trump. I like you. You're so great. You're so handsome. You have good hair. You're athletic. You're not fat. He's all fucking in. He doesn't give a shit what your policies are, because these policies were on display from the jump. And so here's the thing. I love it on so many levels, particularly on the level that Trump wants him to drop, Marc Robinson to drop out. And he's like, fuck you. No, I won't. And I just can't wait for the big fall in North Carolina, because I think from what I'm hearing, Trump has to win North Carolina.
One final point before we leave you all. I really liked it when Greg Dickfield said, well, Donald Trump probably didn't know he was on porn sites. And I'm like, Donald Trump screws porn stars.
Right.
Save the pearl clutching. There you have it, listener. That is our piping hot tea to drag you guys on into the weekend. Like, subscribe, do all of this stuff, and we will see you all soon.
It's so